Are you learning Minuet in C, which is number 16 in Suzuki Cello Book 1? Then this is the video for you. Hi, my name is Liz from Cellomoji.com, and I give you tips and tools so that you can learn all of your cello songs. So today we'll be going over Minuet in C, which is by JS Bach. Keep in mind, this is part of my slow play series where I am purposely playing through the song slowly so that you can hear all of the rhythms and the pitches and how they fit together with the accompaniment. So when you are ready to bring this song to its final stage, or you're ready to present this for a performance, make sure you're bringing it up to the appropriate speed. If you look at the key signature, there are no sharps or flats, so that will make it in the key of C major. Also, the title says it's in C major, so make sure you are practicing your C major 2-octave scales. The time signature here is 3/4, so that means that there are 3 quarter note beats in every measure. One of the things that I have found some of my students get a little bit confused about is the markings that you can find on the quarter notes. One of the marks that you can see is dash marks, which means usually to make the note a little bit longer, perhaps a little bit of emphasis on the note, but you're making it a little bit longer. And you can also find the dot over the note, which usually means making the note super short and making it separated from the note before. So a lot of the time you may be wondering, so what does that mean? There's a dash and a dot over the note. In my opinion, I think that means that there is going to be separation between each of the notes that have this marking on it, but it's not as short as if there was just a dot. So you can use your discretion on this, but one of the things that I think will be important to remember is that these markings can be found on the quarter notes of the measure. So I think it'll be important to remember to think, okay, how can I make these quarter notes sound even? Because one of the common things that I find when people are playing this measure is they rush through the quarter notes to try to put them both in an up bow. So I'm about to demonstrate for you what I mean by that. A lot of the times when people are playing the first measure, it may sound like this. But that's not the way it should sound. Remember, these are 3 quarter note beats, so it should be 1, 2, 3. If you were playing it separate bow, you probably would be playing the right rhythm. Now, when you're putting it with the dash and the dot and the 2 up bows, remember you really want to make them sound as even as if you were playing them separate bow. I'll play that again. So 3 even quarter notes. So this song can be a little bit tricky because you're going to find that there are slurs that are choppy, like one that I just demonstrated, and then there are slurs that are smooth, which you can find on the 8th notes. So you're really going to want to work on making the difference between smooth slurs and choppy slurs. One of the things I can recommend is try using an air bow, following the bowings while you're listening to a recording. You'll find that that will help simplify the things for your bow arm so that when you are trying to play it all together with your left hand as well, it'll be a lot easier to try to make sure the bowing is doing the right thing. One of the measures that can be a little bit tricky is measure 14, where there are 2 slurs and then there are 2 separate notes at the end. So as you can see, I just did a little bit of an air bow there. So 2 notes, 2 notes, and then separate, separate. The same thing happens at the second to last measure of the song as well. 2 notes, 2 notes, separate, separate. So I always recommend when it comes to a tricky measure that you take your time with it and try to isolate that one measure to break down its complicated parts. So in measure 14, the first slur is the C natural to the B. So practice that. And then the next 2 notes are the A, G. So remember, you have to get your hand over quickly to play the G while you are playing the open A. So A, G. If you even want to prep your 4th finger while you're practicing that slur, that's a good practice too. Then you can combine the 2 slurs. So there's C, B, A, G. One more time, C, B, A, G. And then the last 2 notes of the measure, this is where you're going to have to remember that it has an F sharp in it. So this is an unusual note. It has an accidental of a sharp. Normally we don't find F sharp in C major, right? So F sharp, E, and then the first note of the next measure. So altogether, measure 14 is 2 notes, 2 notes, F sharp, separate, separate. So here's going to be the slow play through of Minuet in C by JS Bach. I hope that you found these tips and playthrough helpful while you are learning Minuet in C by JS Bach. Check out the videos on your screen right now if you'd like to see some other slow play series videos or some other tutorials you can find on my channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!